Hello, welcome back. Did some site searching. We found a nature site this turn. Fields of glowing algae, so that's one more nature gem. We're up to 23 nature per turn, which is pretty cool. Didn't find anything else, but we did summon an Ivy King and a Troll King's Court, which is cool. Atlantis declared a new prophet, Mother Hydra, the once and future queen. And lots of battles then, but nothing too consequential still. We did storm the fortress in Tenvir, so I'll watch that first. There are not many units here, but there are 43 mages, which is, interesting. They are only E1D1, which doesn't really do much, if we're being honest. So we have our huge army. These guys, I think they all just do like, what, Iron Skin? Yeah, lots of Blessing and Iron Skin, first of all. They are sacred, so, they've got lots of resistances. And some combat Farcaster. Although I'm not sure what they're going to do with Earth and Death 1. First wave of flying units go in. And then some Pillars of Fire. You then get lots of Iron Shards and Frighten. They are getting hit by ion cannons from space, though, so... we do also blow all of our script gems in this battle. It looks very colourful. So we're rocking our, 22 protection, fire resistance. We've got up Acid Storm and Firestorm. It's pretty cool. Largely unnecessary, though, as we are just vaporizing this block of mages. So there goes the fortress. One nice thing about putting up the buffs, though, is that most of the Tengu actually survived this one. Only lost 4 of them. Also lost an archer, a cavalry, and 2 clockwork horrors. Besides that, pretty good. Yeah, I lost 43 attendants of the dead. Interesting. Interesting. We also saw Bogarus storming the fortress at Inidra, but only with a scout. And we can see that this fort is basically empty, so I assume they take that next turn. We also saw Bogarus attacking Wachi and bouncing off, which was quite funny. They sent in 30 units and 3 mages, and 2 mages died. I'm not actually sure how. Maybe just a scripting error. So the mages are back here. They're in some kind of communion. For this guy, who's now a body etherealing his friends. Okay. Casting some magma eruption. We're also dropping some meteors. Do the units just grind through the troops and just punch the mages to death? Because that's quite sad if so. I think that might be what happens. Punched to death by archers. Humiliation. Oh well, so we saw that as well. Besides that, nothing too interesting. You can see Pythium pinging a Erythean province. Maybe they're going to attack them next as well. Pythium also attacking Man. This is right next to us, but it's led by 2 navigators, so I assume he doesn't want to bring that into my dominion. Argolan took a province, nothing really there. And yeah, we also took back that province from Pythium as well, over here. So we've taken all of Tianqi's territory now. Oh yeah, and we're also sieging Tianqi too. Yeah, it's going to take a little while to break that open. Might break open next turn. It's 500 wall and we have 216 currently. A few more dudes coming over. Yeah, probably going to take another turn after this, I think, though. We feeble-minded a mage, which is cool. We found 6 pots of gold this time. 605 gold, which is sick. We also got a free death site in Fanlegia. I guess the game felt sorry for me not finding any and it just created one, so we get 1 death gem per turn from a graveyard. Or abandoned village, I think it is, actually. Hang on, I'll just check. Haunted village, that's it. And then in Walden we got some earth gems. And some of our scouts got discovered. We also caught some scouts with our patrolling eagle warriors, so... yeah. Not Eagle Warriors, Great Eagles is what I mean. We're not Mictlan. And we cured Than of his disease, so congratulations, Than. I guess curing diseases happens before damage from disease. Or maybe he just wouldn't have taken damage. I can't remember how disease works. Either way, he's fine now. And we're going to send the other diseased commanders over to Calum to get the diseases cured too. And that's it for messages. So I'll start over here first, because this is all pretty simple. I've got a temple down here now, and there's a temple here. I'm going to hit Endless Ocean with Voice of Tiamat, so I think someone over here is casting that. Yeah. So we'll search it for the elemental sites. That should be fine. We've taken Polgrave, this is under siege. Going to move these guys over and help siege it. I've got all the priests preaching here currently. Push the minion even harder, why not? But yeah, not much else to say over here. Just going to crack this open and storm it. We did summon another Troll King this turn though. And also an Ivy King as well. So these guys are just sort of making their way over here. They can help this army out with Army of Gold and Mass Regen probably. So I'll forge them some items over the next few turns. By the time they arrive, we can think about putting together a squad to attack Ogris's throne probably. Which is looking pretty lightly defended at the moment, and we're also pushing our Dominion towards him quite nicely. This is down to 3 dark, and we're 4 white here. We just got down 2 more temples, get another temple here. We'll be able to, gradually push our Dominion in as we walk in. Might work out quite nicely. Over on this side, Tiny Willow's down to 1 dark candle. We're getting a temple down in Tenra as well. And we are on, I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but we just hit Dominion 13. So I think maybe we start getting Dominion in Tiny Willow soon. And my god is now sat in low mark with, Spell Focus and Rune Smasher. So that's plus 3 penetration on top of 12 Astral. So surely now he starts popping mages, right? That would be nice. But pretty soon we're going to be able to put it together another little army in Nidian. It won't have much mage support though, so I'm hoping, when we move over to Tiny Willow, all the mages are getting killed by strands, but who knows. And the rest of the stuff is moving to Baguloth. I've completely repositioned this army. So we've got the cavalry and the water allies at the sides, we've got the big trolls and the earth drakes in the front, sharks and green lions in the back, and then we have some Ronin in the front, and in the middle we've got 2 big blocks of Tengu and Sohaze, with a line of archers. Scripts are largely the same. The new additions are that we have a big water mage. I'll see if I can find him. Well, he's coming from over here, right? So I mentioned this guy a while back. Ideally, I'd also give this guy an elemental staff, but he's cool because he has 2 temporary water gems, which means he can do Nifl Flames immediately. For free, basically. I never have to give this guy water gems. So that's pretty cool. He's joining the army. I am also bringing over some of these guys, who were originally making Claymen, but I think we're past the point where I really care about that. So they're just taking over doing some quickening stuff on our soldiers. And that's because the nature dudes over here are no longer doing quickening, except this guy. And they're doing Mass Regen, Serpent's Blessing, and Foul Vapors. So this army now has, in addition to all the other stuff, it has a Nifl Flames guy, Mass Regen, Serpent's Blessing, and Foul Vapors. So Firestorm, Acid Storm, and Foul Vapors is pretty cool. I've never had an army like that before. And Agothra is still just sat here patrolling. I think they might have gone AI, I forgot to check. But yeah, I think getting rolled by Bogoris so much, and then me just kind of stomping up, put them off a bit. And they don't really have much left. I think this is the last of their forces, really. So hopefully the AI just keeps patrolling here, and we'll just smash into them and see what happens. At that point, Bogoris might move down and start sieging Agartha's cap, so we can make a decision about whether or not we want to smash straight into Bogoris as well. Would be interesting. I am outside of my Dominion here, so I'm vulnerable to ritual stuff. Especially with Pythium just kind of stomping on Vetiheim at the moment. I could see him throwing another Wind of Death caster or something weird at me. Who knows, though. Anyway, things, progressing smoothly still. We are also going to hit enchantment 9 next turn, and there is still a slot open. Don't think I'm going to have, what, 150 pearls? Even if I alchemied things? But I might just completely stop forging and summoning until we can do it, because it's probably worth trying to get it up, right? Might as well get Conjuration 8 after that. We'll see. I'm doing a little bit of forging this turn, though. Still making Moonvine bracelets and stuff. So getting a Moonvine bracelet, contacting the Daitengu as well. Still doing a little bit of site searching spells. And we've got a guy over here, haven't we? Yeah, we've got an A3 guy here. So once the E3 and N3 casters get over towards Tianqi, I'll also bring this guy over. Plus the Daitengu and all his Tengu units. Yeah, this army starts to look quite threatening. It's pretty good. Construction-wise, we're getting a lab down in Genem this turn as well, so we almost have another province we can recruit region out of. And there's a temple going down in Tenver, I think I mentioned, so all good stuff. And that is it currently for turn 66. I felt very strong in this game for the whole game, and I don't think anyone wants to even try to attack me, so it felt kind of cool. But, you know, Pythium seems to also be in quite a strong position, because they're also just stomping on multiple players at the same time, it feels like. But we'll see what happens. Cataclysm in about a year, so I'll try and get 7 thrones, but well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But that was turn 66, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, welcome back. I got some enchantment research done. Not sure where to go next, but we'll go to Conjuration, get some construction. That does mean that we can now cast Nexus. And there's still a slot in the global list, so we can try. We don't quite have 150 pearls there. Even if we alchemized everything this turn, we wouldn't have 150 pearls, so might need a few turns to actually try casting it. Site searching then, we found an underwater volcano in Endless Ocean, another fire gem. Nothing else was successful though. Although our death site searcher found a murdering mire in Pepper Plain. That's a death gem. Also just going to skip ahead to the events now, because in Muspel, we also found a abandoned village or whatever, also a death gem. And then in Calum, we found an ancient Kitizian ruin or something that's also a death gem. So we've just randomly shot up to like 8 death gems a turn this turn, which is pretty cool. Anyway, we then got attacked by Pythium a bit with some mages. I assume these guys cloud trapezed into us, which is surprising, because I didn't think they'd get through the Celestial Rainbow. But yeah, he manages to drop some Windmasters on us. They're carrying Gift of Health hit points as well, so I don't think Strands would kill them either while they're here, till those go away. So they each just do this, they summon an air elemental, and then easily take the province, unfortunately. Can't do much about that. I'm surprised they both just managed to get into our territory. Oh well. Hopefully Strands takes care of them now that they're here. The one in Iron Range burned down a temple, which is a bit annoying. Lots of battles then. We saw some random exchanges. There's Pythium attacking Erythea. There's Bogarus moving into Nagarthan province. We moved into Bagiloth and Irisea. We didn't bump into the big stack, unfortunately. It's moved away. So not much to see there. Golem took this province with no problems. And Tenvir has been put under siege, so that's the fort we've just exited. Now being sieged by 6 units. More importantly than that, we saw... well, there's an AI stack walking around. And we saw Bogarus attack Agartha's capital. So we get to see what's patrolling here. So we have Agartha's god, who's feeble-minded. There's a golem, wearing some armor of knights, carrying some pearls, and a bunch of PD. Then we have Bogarus' stuff. So lots of astral fire and lots of people exploding. PD get cleared out pretty easily. See how long the golem lasts. Quite a while, it seems. No, just kidding, it gets popped in the end by, I don't know, opposition? Soul Slay? Opposition. Yeah, golems don't have souls, do they? Then we have the monolith. Hey, check out this guy with the flag. Not you. You. Styag. Feeble-minded. So the monolith has 360 hit points, 31 protection, slash and pierce resistance. So, you know, does not look like Bogris is doing much damage. Oh, there's 1 point of damage, nice. I'm sure they can chip through this eventually. I'm going to interrupt, just to point out, if this guy had now been able to rout off the battlefield, that would be it, and Agartha would win. But because this guy is stuck behind the monolith, it cannot rout off the battlefield. So instead, we're going to be stuck here until the ultimate turn timer is reached, and then the monolith dies too. So there you go. One weird trick to kill a monolith. Just get stuck behind it for 200 turns, lol. Easy stuff. So in the end, the Bogris lost their communion, it looks like. Bit of communion fatigue. Besides that, not much, honestly. 19 terracotta soldiers, a couple of random recruits. Took out Agartha's god, you know. I don't know, I'm impressed. Anyway, they did bounce off the province, though. We also saw them attacking Enidra as well. So there's a... That's over here. So we get to see the actual Stork form, but yeah, it's pretty empty. Not really much going on. A lot of astral fire. The god landing. So yeah. Bogris successfully taking the throne. Unsuccessfully killing Agartha's god. And I think that's more or less it for battles. We did find a mage and kill it with strands, pretty good. Got 533 gold from the rainbow. Got those death sites from the events and also lost some unrest. Looks like we lost a scout and also found a scout. Destroying the fort in Tianqi still. Severely damaged, so almost there. We're under siege in Tenvir from those 6 Agarthan units. One unit was cured of disease. A commander died from disease. This is more interesting than it sounds. And also, we got another national hero. But, you know, not super interesting. Random Tengu guy. Yeah, commander died of disease. So the reason this is interesting is because we had a commander around here somewhere who, by sheer luck, had picked up 2 dragon pearls because he'd been in battles where Ryujin had died and dropped their pearls. So it was just a random commander just walking around with 2 pearls. Turns out if somebody dies of disease carrying a pearl, it ends up in the treasury. So we now have some dragon pearls that we can just give out when we want to. which is pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought that was what was going to happen, but I guess so. So I just thought I'd mention that. Not sure what we would use this for. I guess we could give the Naiad a Dragon Pearl. That's kind of sweet. Could also sell them as well, I suppose. Anyway, here's the map now. Not much to say in terms of orders, because things are pretty simple right now. We'll start with Pythium. Pythium cloud-trapping cloud mages into Iron Range and burning down temples is kind of annoying. He also killed a mage here that was carrying a lantern. So first up, we'll try and take care of those guys. I assume Strands might kill them. Certainly in Iron Range, right? Cloudmasters have, what, 15 magic resistance? Yep. And my god, you know, he still has the pen boosters. Still sat over here with his Astral 12 and his Rune Smasher and his Spell Focus, so I don't know, hopefully they get popped. But if not, I'm also hitting Iron Range with a Mind Hunt. This guy here is doing it. And Batimor's getting hit by 2 Seeking Arrows. So, I mean, hopefully that takes care of those. Batimor will then get attacked by a bunch of units that have been building up in Zenthra. And Iron Range will get attacked by the Golem. And then he'll be around here then. Maybe he'll go over and help take Tiny Willow. Not sure. We'll have to see what happens though. Pythium's going to keep trying to... I don't know, maybe I feel like maybe he's intentionally trying to burn down temples just because, you know, I've got pretty hardcore Dominion. Who knows? Next up into Nidian Range, I'm going to finally assemble a bunch of stuff. We'll put these onto, like, we'll consolidate these squads next turn. It's just they're moving from lots of different places at the moment. So we'll put them together, give them a little bit of mage support, add a golem, and try and take Nidian Range with it. It is an awful lot of mages again, but maybe they're all just E1, D1 mages again, which aren't super threatening. We'll see. But next turn that stuff will be in Nidian Range. So we'll do something with it. I'll also show off those death sites we got as well. So we found the one in Pepper Plains. That's the Murdering Mire. The one in Caelim's pretty interesting, because Caelim now has an ancient Temple of Katirs, which I thought was pretty sick. And we also, randomly got a, Haunted Village in Muspel now. So yeah, we shot up to 8 death gems, which is kind of cool. Funny anyway. Up here, Temba's been sieged by, not much, that's okay. I'm just going to ignore that. It is being led by a mage, so maybe he'll get feeble-minded as well. It's quite funny. And since Bogarus bounced off Agartha, and the big stack, I don't know, it's AI, so who knows what that's going to do. I'm just going to move straight onto Agartha and see if we can take it. Bogarus did message me and ask if he could have Agartha's cap. But I just said no. Poor Bogarus has been stuck in this war with Agartha since the beginning of the game. But he got a throne, that's something. And I don't mind being belligerent towards Bogarus since I'd quite like to attack him next anyway. So yeah, we'll move on to Agartha. Maybe this big stack moves back and defends it. Or maybe it just randomly pushes into Pythium. Who knows? But we'll give that a shot anyway. And over here, we're still just sieging Tianqi at the moment, so nothing to see there. Do have some guys sitting in Whirlpool now. We're building up some, nice squad of interesting commanders. We've got the Daitengu flying over. Join them. We've got another A3 mage here waiting to join them as well. So we'll add all these things into the Tianqi army in a few turns. And march it up. I feel like I probably need some more units over here though. Some high quality stuff. We'll see though. And I think that's broadly it for now. Still doing site searching down here. Still just moving units down to Zenthra as well. Give it a bit of defense. I'm trying to save up some gems to do Nexus if we can. But I am also forging a lot of stuff as well still. I've stopped doing remote site searching. But still forging boosters mainly. So Robe of the Sea, Rainbow Armor, Moonvine Bracelet, Thistle Mace, Water Bracelet, Earth Boots, Rainbow Armor, Boots of the Messenger. But things still seem pretty good. Would be very cool to get up Nexus next. See if we get that lucky. Anyway, that is turn 67. So tune in next turn when maybe we take... Or Maybe we have some kind of battle on a Gotha. It's possible Bogris moves some stuff in as well. I mean, there's 3 armies around here that could try and all move into a Gotha. Admittedly, one would be inside defending, but you know. Alright, whatever. Gonna end turn. So that was turn 67. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.